Coach, when people hear 2-minute offense, they think it's as simple as an offense has 2 minutes to drive the field and win the game. It's not quite that simple. Explain.
No, I wish it was that simple. There's 3 very different scenarios that you find yourself in a 2-minute situation. But before we go there, let's talk about the variables that determine which scenario you're going to put yourself in. So the must variable is obviously, what do you need? A TD or field goal? And if it's a field goal, what yard line do you have to get to? And I would always grab the quarterback. We'd look at the scoreboard, and that determines, again, which scenario you find yourself in. Time left in the game, and then how many timeouts. And then you put a dotted line, and these are specific for each game. What's your personnel like? Is it your backup quarterback? Where's the matchup? Your QBs, wide receivers, and how does your offensive line hold up against who? The defensive personnel.
Right.
Most importantly, in this situation, how's that pass rush of the D-line? And then finally, you go back, and that's why you are your graduate assistants and your interns. You go back as far as you can to find as many 2-minute situations to find out what that defense is in. All right, this is great stuff. Let's focus on the scenarios you can be in. Number 1 is tempo, and that's what Oregon found himself in. They needed a field goal, minute 51 left, 3 timeouts. So that means you're not in a panic. There's no panic here. I would always say, do what we do, just go a little quicker. You have time. Situational awareness. What's that mean? Let great players, Jerry, be great players. The second scenario is fast. That's what Indiana was in. They needed a touchdown. Minute 51 left, no timeout, so it's a little bit more urgency than tempo. Now you're in fast. Your focus here, Jerry, is first downs. What's that mean? No completions under 10 yards, because first downs, the clock stops,
right,
allows everybody to run. So this is a fast scenario, first downs, and get out of bounds. Now the great players, you have to force them to step out of bounds to keep the offense moving. Then finally, this is the most precarious. This is a tough situation. Your time is much greater than yards. You're almost out of time. Penn State, they needed a field goal, only 35 seconds left, 1 timeout.
Right.
Almost impossible situation, but you have to practice it because you've seen it happen. Urgency to get down the field. This is the kicker. You put your quarterback in a really bad situation. You force him to make throws that otherwise he would never make. How do you do it? Go balls or deep crossing routes. 3 different scenarios. Tempo, fast, chunks. You have plenty of time. Do what we do. Fast, go at a quick pace. And 3, chunks. You're in a really tough situation. You got to force the ball down the field.
Let's go watch these 3 teams in these situations.
All right, Jerry, you can see this is going to be a tempo situation for Oregon, like we just discussed on the board. But I want the viewer and everybody to understand that if you count spring practice, training camp, and once a week during the season, I'm saying that Oregon is probably, and these other teams we're going to watch, have practiced these situations at least 50 times.
Wow.
And why do they practice 50 times? This is how you win or lose a game. Remember what I said to the board, Jerry? Do what we do. What's that mean? Run your offense.
Right.
Just speed up things a little bit. That means there's nice balance, run and pass. No reason to panic. You got plenty of time. And what do? They start off with a nice run here just to get the chains moving. Second play that we wanted to show in this classic 2-minute drive, they take a shot down the field and hit Malik Benson. But I'm telling you what, Dante Moore, there's not a better pass I've seen this year, especially in this kind of situation. Then the last play we're going to show, Jeremiah McClellan gets the ball on the left hash, line up for the game-winning field goal.
Coach, that was a great example of tempo. Now let's do fast.
All right, Jerry, here we are fast, but let's study the scoreboard here, okay? Remember, the most important thing is what? Need. It's 2024, you obviously need a touchdown. The second one is time, 1:31. But the game changer here is IU, as you can see below them, they're out of timeout,
Right.
so this puts them in a precarious situation here. They got to move fast. Remember from the board, we talked about no passes completed under 10 yards. Why? You got to stop the clock. What stops the clock? A first down. All right, Jerry, next play here. You can see, again, this is exactly what they work on. This is part of fast. What's fast? No route completed under 10 yards, and do what? Get out of bounds. Later in the drive, no timeouts left. Shoot the ball right down the middle of the field. Great reception by tight end Riley Nowakowski. 3rd and 7, 41 seconds left. No timeouts left. This is IU's chance to stay in the playoff hunt. I'm getting nervous just watching this, Jerry. Penn State dials up a no deep blitz. What's no deep blitz? Look at this. It's 0 coverage. There's 3 defenders against 3 receivers. That means the quarterback's going to get hit. Look at him buy a little time, back up, and throw this right at the base of the goalpost. Omar Cooper Jr. goes up, makes a play, gets his foot down. This one will go down in the archives, Jerry.
Coach, we've done tempo, we've done fast, now let's do chunks.
Yeah, one of the most difficult situations you can put a quarterback, by the way, the backup quarterback in. You put your arm around the quarterback and say, I don't normally say this, but force the throws. Push the ball down the field, let a great player go out and make a play. Only 20 seconds left here. They know it's a panic situation. The defense knows they have to get to the 25-yard line, and they force them to make throws down the field that otherwise they wouldn't make. All right, Jerry, the last play we'll look at, again, this is chunks. This is Penn State trying to force the ball down the field to get in field goal range. Only have one timeout, just a few seconds left in the game. Force it, throw a ball up 50-50, let them try to come down with it. All right, Jerry, as we close here, the 2-minute situation, you had Oregon, Indiana, and Penn State all within a 3-hour time period in the Big Ten Conference in must-win games. Oregon and Indiana, they lose those games, they potentially out of the playoff. Penn State with an interim head coach, it could have changed their season by making a couple plays here.